Hey guys, welcome back to Dawn Investments. Today's just going to be a quick early midday recap on some of the stocks that we've been watching this week, some of the stocks we're trading, and some of the stocks we're looking to trade, which are mainly swing trades and a couple day trades. Just want to give a couple quick stocks to watch out for at your watch list. There's a lot of big movers, but getting right into it, the first one I wanted to go over was AMD. This one has been moving, pretty steadily over the past couple days and weeks so far. It's up a bit, but if you're not in it, I have an alert set here at 1240. It seems to be a big resistance right here, and once it breaks there, it definitely has room to run. From here, it can go up to its previous point around 13% away. It may be sell anywhere above here to 15 for 13 to 20% gain. Its earnings are coming up, so if you want to hold for that, that's up to you. But I usually don't recommend holding any company over their earnings unless you really know the company and are willing to analyze it. The next one we're currently in right now, from a pretty low price that we called out in our Discord group chat, which is, the link is in the description. But this is TEVA. We called this out pretty early when it broke this resistance here around 15. We didn't jump in at this point. We jumped in around a little later, around 17 or something like that. And it's been climbing ever since and consolidated around the $19 price point for quite some time. But recently, about 2 days ago, I think it started to spike up. And as you guys can see, based on the previous charts, there's no significant resistance all the way up to its price points. Its price point of 33. It actually broke its last resistance here around $20, and it has room to run. Looking at it intraday, as you can see, once it broke that price point around 20, it's just been moving pretty calmly the whole day, just constantly moving up, bouncing off EMAs. It has its ups and downs, but I would definitely wait though till it keeps showing, till it pulls back a little and shows a little bit more signs of upward momentum. But from here, it has a lot of room to run, so I would definitely add this to your watch list. Next one I want to go over is DPW with the same kind of pattern. This is another one that has room to run. Right now, it's bouncing off support. It's 200-day and a trend line support. It has room to run all the way back up to $6 that's a bit of a gain. But as for right now, from where it is, it has a realistic gain of around 32% back to around 377 and maybe to $4. But this one I'll watch. It had some news recently. And, the company overall isn't that bad, but that's up to you to determine based on your own due diligence. But definitely add this to your watch list. It's been moving. It bounced off a support yesterday, and it's up ever since. Right now, it's up 40% since yesterday. So this is something to get in on early before it keeps going, if it keeps going. Next one I'm going to go over is NBEV. It's another one that had major news today, actually. Overall, this seems like it wouldn't be a bad company. It released some news about it releasing some positive news about its drink going to CVS and things like that. So maybe this might not be a bad swing trade. Overall, it's been a little bit on a downtrend today. As you guys can see, it went up to 363 and came down. But for overnight hold, I wouldn't be too scared of this just because of the news that came out. But based on from a technical standpoint, it's up quite a bit, around 30%. But it's moving kind of healthy right now. So this is definitely something I will watch, especially if you see this video before the day ends for overnight hold. Looking at UGAS and DGAS, I usually look at these on a daily, UGAS and DGAS. UGAS was up a good amount pre-market, but now it seems to be dropping, so DGAS is probably going up. Both of these stocks are a bit risky, so trade these, with that in mind. DGAS is reaching a support, and from here it rises up 16% to that resistance. Um, Other than you guys looking at DGAS, it's the same kind of deal. It's moving. It had a bad pre-market and it's moving up right now. But like I said, with any of these, they have their big movements in pre-market and after hours. So that in itself makes these too risky. They used to have very observable patterns, but right now the patterns are a bit obscure. So um I would wait for it to break certain price points before you trade into it. Another one we're watching is XNet. We already had a position in it and then sold recently, but it still seems to be climbing up. It still has room to grow. So this is something that I definitely would suggest watching. It has room to go to 27 for around 15%. So keep an eye out for that one. And quickly going over um, the ones we usually go over, XXII. This one has been stuck around this little resistance and support between 325 and 350. We ended up holding till 350 from 250. So that's for a good percentage gain. And I'm gonna watch this for a break over 350. From there, it can run again for around 10%, which isn't all that bad. BZUN is another one that we called a while ago, and it hit 37, which we said it should drop at, and it did drop like we predicted, and it looks like it's on its way back up. But again, with this one, I'll wait for it to break certain price points. Since it's close to 37, I'll wait for it to break the 37 price point before buying anything, putting in any type of position. DRN is a big one I want to go over. It has a lot of room for growth right now. Right now it's around $20. I have an alert set for around. I had one around for 2030, which it broke, but then another one for 2050, another one for around $21. And from this point, it has room to grow to around 13% to 24. But I would look to sell anything past 23 just to be on the safe side. And that may be a pretty safe one to get into if it breaks the resistances I called out in the alerts. And last one I wanted to go over was DRRX. This is an interesting one. It's had its runs in the past. It's went up and it's came down. Looking at it from a technical standpoint, it just broke its 200 EMA, 200-day EMA, and it's moving up pretty steadily from there. Right now, it's hovering between 130 and 120. It had a major spike yesterday around from its lowest point. It was around 40% spike right here, and we called that out as well. But as for today, looks like it's in between these two price points, but the EMAs are still pointing up. So I am, um, nothing's guaranteed, but this does seem like it has room to grow. So watch out for this one and set your alert above 130, because if it breaks that price point, then it definitely can see substantial gains. And that's really it for the main ones I wanted to call out. Of course, there's going to be other ones I call out, but I'll most do that in Discord. And but really, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you want to join any of that stuff, the link is in the description. And good luck trading.